Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the third in our series of Schoology for Families webinars. This evening's session and all of our webinars will be recorded and added to the Schoology for Families webinar series playlist that is on my YouTube channel. My name is Mike Hladio. My current title is K-12 Technology Coordinator. An easier way to understand my position is to think of me as the District Technology Coach. Before moving into that role in the fall of 2020, I taught 8th grade language arts at Jefferson Middle School for 19 years. So while I am primarily focused on instructional technology and supporting teachers, students, our community, and our staff, I am first and foremost a teacher. Joining me today are two of our building technology coaches. Sarah Lamb is a classroom teacher who supports her colleagues in her home building, Hoover Elementary. And Cassie Mader is the librarian and technology coach at Howe. Now, you may not see or hear from them, but they will be facilitating the Q&A forum this evening. For those of you who are joining us live, if at any point you have a question pertaining to this evening's focus, you can post that question using the Q&A tool. Our coaches will either answer directly in the Q&A, or more likely they will flag your question as one that we should answer live. We should have plenty of time at the end of our webinar to field any related questions. Before moving into this evening's content, I want to make sure that families are aware of some of the support tools and procedures that will be available throughout the school year. If, while engaging with Schoology, you have questions about your students' academic progress, please be sure to contact that classroom teacher. If you need to update your account information, for example, if you'd like to update your email address, please reach out to your school building secretary who manages that information. If you require assistance that is specific to Schoology, the district has posted some helpful resources through mtlsd.org. If Schoology is not functioning as intended and you are seeking more specific help, the email address schoologysupport@mtlsd.net will send a message to a qualified group of support staff, myself included, who can point you in the right direction. Finally, if you are ever in need of specific assistance with Schoology navigation, or if you have any questions about the platform in general, you can always contact me at mhladio@mtlsd.net. Many of the resources we'll discuss this evening, as well as Schoology's own support documentation, can be accessed through the support link at the bottom of your Schoology page. I'd also like to remind families about our Family Guide to Schoology course. This is a self-paced course that walks families through Schoology navigation tools and district usage expectations. To get started with this course, please reach out to me or to your building secretary for access. Now, for tonight's primary content, communication and notifications in Schoology. One note before we begin. Tonight's examples and presentation assume that Schoology is being accessed through a desktop or laptop computer. If you have specific questions about tonight's content related to mobile app navigation, you are welcome to post them in the Q&A portal. In addition, the webinar scheduled for January 9th will focus specifically on utilizing the mobile app. With that in mind, let's get started. So, can Schoology send me updates about my students' progress? Family members have the ability to view the student's Schoology environment at any time, but there are also communication options that can be customized. For example, family members can opt to receive an email with the daily or weekly Schoology digest for your student's information. That message will be delivered by Schoology.com to the email address registered in our system with the subject, Your Children's Weekly or Daily Schoology Summary. The digest email includes the date range for which information is displayed and a course summary. For our secondary students, family members should see a grade for the current grading period. Clicking on the course title will prompt family members to sign into Schoology before taking them directly to that course. Attendance records are tracked through our PowerSchool information system, though you may see some partial information there as well. Below the course summary, any overdue assignments will be listed. If there are overdue assignments, these will include the due date, title, and the respective course. These notifications only apply to those assignments that are being collected digitally. Next, if there are upcoming assignments or events in the student's schedule, those items will be displayed. Finally, a summary of recent activities such as student posts or updates in a course or any recent assignment submissions will be displayed. So, how can families customize that Schoology Digest? Family members can get to the daily or weekly email digest settings by clicking on the drop-down menu beside your name in the upper right corner. Select a student account and then choose the settings option. From the notifications menu, family members can opt in to a weekly digest delivered at the day and time of that family member's choosing. Family members can also opt for a daily email to be sent at a specified time. Whichever option you choose, it is recommended that family members set up an email digest for your students. If you have multiple students in the district, configuring email digest notifications for one student automatically carries those same settings over to your other students, pulling together the information for all of your students into one email communication. If at any point you need assistance with this, please reach out to Schoology Support at mtlsd.net. While the regular email digest can be helpful for checking on progress and providing a window into the classroom, sometimes families want to know right away when work isn't being completed. Family members can enable overdue submissions emails by clicking on the drop-down menu beside the name in the upper right corner, selecting a student account, and then choosing the settings option. This is the same process as accessing the weekly digest. Here, family members can also choose to receive an automated email notification whenever an assignment is past due. It is recommended that family members enable overdue email notifications. Again, if you have multiple students in the district, enabling overdue notifications for one student automatically does so for your other students as well. If at any point you need help with this, please reach out to Schoology Support at mtlsd.net. This will email notifications only for assignments that are collected digitally. Please remember that Schoology is a new initiative for our district in the 22-23 school year. Teachers are continuing to learn how to use Schoology, including setting up assignments so that these notifications are as useful and effective for students and families as possible. If you receive overdue messages that appear to be in error, please consider reaching out to the classroom teacher, to the building principal, or to me. Your patience and thoughtful feedback is appreciated. Again, overdue assignment messages will be delivered by Schoology.com to the email address registered in our system. Family members will receive only one initial notification for each late material, regardless of how long it remains unsubmitted. Family members can always check assignment status by using their view-only access to each student's Schoology courses. In addition to the ability to view your student's Schoology environment at any time, the ability to opt into receiving a regular email digest, and the ability to have automated emails sent whenever there are late assignments, there are other notification options from which parents and guardians may want to choose. So far, we have discussed setting up automated communication that is related to student work. At this point, we are turning our attention to notifications connected to your family account. where the email digest and overdue emails inform family members about student courses, family account notifications keep family members informed about activity taking place in courses, schools, and groups to which that family member is directly connected. To set up your family account notifications, first, be sure that you are viewing your own family member account. Next, click your name in the top right corner to open the pull-down menu, and then choose Settings. Finally, once the Settings menu opens, choose Notifications to view all of your notification settings. Family members who have added the Schoology mobile app and signed in on their device should see options related to push notifications. Otherwise, family members can opt to receive text notifications by clicking the link on the right-hand side. It is recommended that families who are able utilize the mobile app and push notifications. Our last webinar session on January 9th will cover utilizing the Schoology mobile app. To make changes to your notification settings, click on the associated pull-down menu and select whether you want a notification to be turned on or off. Be sure to save your changes when you are finished. If you are enrolled in courses yourself, like the Family Guide to Schoology, you may also see the option labeled Custom, which allows you to set up notifications specifically by a course. In addition to using the Settings menu, notifications for a course, group, or school can be configured directly from that page in Schoology. Click the Notifications button in the top right corner of the page you are viewing, then select the notifications you would like to receive for that particular course, group, or page. Now that we know how to enable notifications in Schoology, what information might we receive as a result? Academic and school group notifications address activity in those courses and groups in which family members themselves are enrolled. If you have joined a course, such as the Family Guide to Schoology, these notifications would apply to you. These notifications are very similar to those that students have and can configure in their own accounts. A course update is a tool that teachers can use to post announcements and important information. It is recommended that students and families receive notifications for course updates to assure that important information is not missed. Notifications can also be sent if any member of the class posts a comment. If you have permission to post content yourself, you can receive notification when another member of the course comments on that post. You can also receive a notification anytime any course content is created by anyone. Though there may be exceptions, generally speaking, the course content created notification is most likely unnecessary. It is recommended that students and families receive notifications for overdue course materials. This notification will email the student directly. Family members should remember that this is different from the overdue email that we discussed earlier in the webinar. The group's notifications below what is pictured here are similar to the academic course notifications. Further down the notifications settings list, there is a section labeled School. Each school in the district and the district itself has a dedicated Schoology page for publishing resources, posting announcements, and sharing information with the entire school community. That includes families, staff, and students. As we continue to grow in our use of Schoology, principals and district leaders will share information using school updates. Posts containing newsletters, adjusted schedules, traffic updates, evening events, and more will be shared using the Schoology platform. For this reason, it is recommended that students and families receive notifications for school updates. To make sure that you receive emails with the information that is most helpful to you, check that your email address is verified to receive emails from Schoology. Click the arrow on the top right of Schoology. Select your account from the list that appears in the dropdown. Once you're in your account, click the arrow again and select Account Settings. If you have already verified your email address, you may see a message to check if there are any issues with your email address. If you haven't yet verified your primary email address, you'll see a message to resend verification email. Check the box next to the message and save changes. Once you receive the verification email, click the link provided in the email to verify your email address. Because Schoology provides view-only access to a student's learning environment, contacting teachers directly through Schoology requires a specific path for families. While students have the ability to send messages directly to their teachers, families will need to communicate with teachers through email. To do so, make your way to the related school page. This can be done by clicking on the name in the top right corner. At the bottom of that navigation menu, you will see the names of all the schools to which your family is connected. Choose the school for the student whose teachers you'd like to contact. Once you are on the school page, choose faculty from the options on the left-hand side. Next to each faculty member's name, there is a link to send email that will open the email platform on your computer to contact that teacher directly. So that is the conclusion of the information I wanted to share with everyone this evening. Much of this information and more is accessible through our Family Guide to Schoology course. To get started with that course, please reach out to me or to your building secretary for access. Please remember that support resources can be accessed through the support link at the bottom of your Schoology page. If you require assistance specific to Schoology, the district has posted some helpful resources and contact information through mtlsd.org. With that, we have some time. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Q&A forum, and we'll answer some questions in the time that we have remaining. If you have questions that have come up just now, feel free to post those as well. Okay, so the question is, I receive weekly notifications from Schoology about assignments that are due. I'm assuming this means past due assignments. If I'm mistaken, please let me know. How often do these past due assignments get changed to completed? So if we're talking about assignments that are labeled as overdue or past due, at this early stage, as teachers are starting to understand how to utilize Schoology. And again, I appreciate everyone's patience, parents, students, and teachers included in this learning process. If there are overdue assignments, that can be due to a couple of factors. One is that the assignment is genuinely overdue, and that student needs to submit some work digitally, at which time that assignment is changed to completed. Another circumstance is when a teacher posts an assignment that is intended to be done in class, say we're working paper and pencil, there is something to be recited in class or performed in class. Essentially, the work itself is being done outside of Schoology. There is an option that teachers can select to basically tell Schoology this assignment is not being collected digitally. If you find that your student is being, I'll say, overwhelmed with overdue assignments that are not really overdue, please reach out to that classroom teacher. And the verbiage that I would use is to ask them if they know how to disable submission. And if they don't, what they should do is reach out to either their building tech coach or to me. And we can correct that pretty easily. That's at the early stages of any district implementing Schoology, that's a pretty common issue, is making sure that we set up our assignments in a way that reflects what we actually want students to do. So if the work is digital, it should be digital. But if the work is not digital in nature, then there is a way for us to label it as such, so that those notifications accurately reflect the work that the nature of the work that the students are expected to do. So again, if you have any specific questions about those overdue assignments, please reach out to your classroom teacher. And if you don't have if you don't get an answer that you feel comfortable with, please feel free to reach out to me. I hope that's helpful. Okay, this question, tell us again where we get started to set up our accounts. Access point for Schoology, the website is called, it's different than what your students use to access Schoology. It is called app.schoology.com. So again, app.schoology.com. Once you navigate there, you'll be prompted to enter a username or email address. Most likely, you're going to use the email address that is registered with your building. And then there is a password that you can configure yourself. So if you have an email password that you've already used, if you've forgotten it, or if you want to set it up for the first time, you can click the forgot password link and essentially reset your password to what you would like it to be. If you're signing on for the first time, you may be asked to identify your school district. If you simply type Mount MT Lebanon, Mount Lebanon School District will be one of the first 3 results. Click that, and then you should be good to go, and you shouldn't have to answer that question again. So I hope that answers that question. If it doesn't, please let me know. A follow-up question to the overdue notifications. Do the notifications only list digital work then? So what we discussed tonight were automated notifications. So when I say automated, I mean exactly what it sounds like. Schoology sends the message on the teacher's behalf, which takes some burden off of the teacher, but also gets that information to families quickly. In my own home, when I receive automated notification that says that my son's work is overdue, I turn to him, and he's 14, and I immediately say the title of the assignment I've been notified about. And most of the time he will simply, say, oh, and then he goes and does the work immediately. That being said, those are automated communication. Teachers also have the ability through Schoology to keep families updated about the status of their students' assignments through messaging, comments, and gradebook communication. So if an assignment is not digital in nature, but a student still hasn't submitted it on time or performed in class, taken the test, whatever it may be, Teachers have the ability through comments, messaging, and other communication to make sure that students and families have a clear understanding of the status of their assignment. So I hope that answers that question. What we discussed this evening was specific to automated communication based on digital assignments. But there are other ways that teachers can communicate about the status of assignments within Schoology. And I should mention the digest, that weekly or daily email that families can receive, that would include that kind of communication. So even if that assignment isn't digital, that weekly digest will provide access to the kind of information that we're asking about, non-digital assignments. All right, I want to thank everybody for being here, for taking the time. The recording of this session will be published later on this evening, if not this evening, then tomorrow morning, on my YouTube channel, and that will also give you access to past sessions as well as those sessions that are to come. I want to thank Ms. Lamb and Ms. Mader for being here to facilitate our Q&A. And as we move forward, again, as we said, if you ever have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you, everybody, for being here.